Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you are continuing, not like continuing, but it's another story. That lady that said she was the black sheep of the family, and the mom took her child and all that, and she was paying child support to the father of her child that was living with her mom. So I think it's another story. Apparently, her sister is a huge celebrity. I don't know who the sister is. Well, let's hear what they're
Okay,
saying.
this is not
So
becoming a hate page to anybody. This is just some shit I lived through, and hopefully we will get to the point where we get to the hope core. There are many of you with similar family members and similar moms to me, and woof, we are survivors. Even if you're drowning, you're still alive, and you still think that you have value to go on each day. You are a survivor. Don't worry, I do my hair and I get dressed after I do my makeup every day, but I just started sitting here deciding to yap with y'all. Well, really, because I don't know if it's the Taurus full moon that just happened, but also my tarot cards keep telling me to be more vulnerable online. So I only.
which one is Toro cards? Is it all those cards that people used to read? People are trying, allowing demons to predict your life. That's
Go
demonic
all. I
against
don't know
them.
how to be. I don't know how to be surface level. Sorry. At a very young age, God, the universe, whoever, goddess, told me what I was going to do, and it was to do with thrifting and helping other people come out of their shell. So that's what I do. I thrift for people. I do closet clean outs. I do personal styling. Neat. That is something that was told to me by the universe, genuinely, in my soul at a very young age. So I've.
Which one is the universe and your soul? How do the universe tell you stuff? She doesn't want to actually say God, because in the first video she talked about her church, living in churches, if you had church members' house and no bad time. So obviously there was a time in her life that she was a Christian. So I guess she doesn't want to actually say, "Oh, I'm a Christian." People now these days don't want to actually talk about God. I don't know why, because they don't want people to come for them. So it's okay to if you are being honest and say, "Oh, share your truth." Why don't you share all your truth? Even though there's nothing like your truth or my truth, there's
Always
the
held on to
truth.
that, and that is one of the things that has gotten me through and given me direction. I feel like without direction I wouldn't have known where to go.
Imagine.
A lot of times whatever you're already good at or something that you already like is what you're supposed to do. So just if you feel stuck in that way, just think on that. I was just going to clarify for a second though, the living in my car situation. I really just jumped into a story and didn't know it was going to take off like that, but it sure did. So what happened is when I got pregnant at 17, my parents' best friends were lawyers that went to our church. And since I was on my parents' health insurance, these lawyers suggested to my parents that we put my son under temporary guardianship. So that would mean that my parents have guardianship so that my son could get health insurance. Okay. And that was that way up until I requested it at any point of time to be turned off. So at this point in my life, I think my kid, well, he's in preschool, so my kid's like 5 or 6. And at this point, I am living with my mom and baby dad, who are bullying me every single day. And I start working. I was just going to college at night while my mom was working during the day. And so then her and I would swap. So then at night I would go to college and she would have my son. Well, then my baby dad showed up. She invited him to live with us. So then they started having their own little.
I don't understand why you don't accept your daughter, but you're accepting the man she got pregnant by at the age of 17.
Home routine of hanging out when I would have class at night or whatever, which eventually ended up in me being like, you know what, I need to get a job so I can get money to get out of this house. So originally I was at Trader Joe's, but then they were like, at home, you're not allowed to hang out with him. We're gonna go in the basement where mom can't go, and those three would hang out. So there's so many parts to the story, but basically I was working at Trader Joe's, so then I got a nighttime job, so I didn't have to deal with that abuse at home. But one day while dropping my kid off at preschool, they asked me if I would want to teach at the preschool, and I was like, oh my God, yes, then I can see my kid. So I start working at the preschool, to which I go home and tell my mom, like, oh my gosh, great news, because I'm still being abused and unaware of what's going on. Great news, they asked me to work at the preschool, and so I'm going to do that. And she was pissed. She was so pissed. I haven't seen her that pissed at this point in the story yet. So, should have been a clear sign. While I'm working at my son's preschool, there is a day where I know that if I go home with him after work, I don't get to see him at home anymore. And mind you, this was kind of a quick flip all within a year. Because it was me, him, and my mom at home. We were all very, very close. Baby dad moves home all of a sudden. My mom and him form a bond. And they start teaming up against me. Mostly because, genuinely, the day after I kept telling them, no, I do not want to be with my baby dad, pissed my mom off, pissed him off. Hey, let's get her. So one day at the preschool, I know if I go home, I won't be able to see him. So I say, hey, I'm taking my son to the zoo after work. We're going to go hang out. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. So then my mom proceeds to call the police, to have the police come get my kid from the preschool I work at, that he is at. All the kids are freaking out at the preschool I'm working at. Mind you, I was the top teacher. Hey, got requested by every parent. I had too many kids in the classroom. I mean, even legally, they shouldn't have given me that many kids. But we had a fun time at preschool, let me tell you that much. So my mom has the cops come to take my kid from me. The cops gladly take him because they're like, no, you don't have rights. He's under temporary custody with your mom. And I'm like, I was holding my son by the window right before the cops took him, and I prayed with him, and I said, I'm not gonna cry. We are gonna get it through this. We pray. I feel like angel wings. That sounds so corny, and I'm much more of a witch now. But I feel like angel wings around.
So she's much more a witch. A witch. So obviously there was a point in her life when she was a Christian. She believed in God. She prayed. For her to pray, she knew that prayers work. And she even felt it. So as if she's feeling guilty for saying that part of her story, because she's now worshiping the devil. So that's why she doesn't want to share that part, because it's a good part. It will make God look good. Well, but I feel for her though. She has lost her way, and I pray she finds it back, because she seems to have a good light in her.
I mean, where the fuck?
Let me show you guys this handcrafted tie and dye shirts. It's so lovely. It's one of my favorite things. Let me show you another. So this comes in blue and white. Just if you want to shop, go to the link in the description. It has several other items there too, but I just wanted to show you guys this one before we continue. You can see me wearing it in the video that I'm doing today. So yeah. So for those of you that may want to something like this done for you, maybe for your bridal showers, anything for school, anything you want, like a group, like a bulk order, you want it a specific one done for you, there's my direct email is in my description. Send me an email with your order, then we can take the discussion from there. But yeah, let's continue this video. Let's go back to the video.
They're like, I got you. So I hand my son to the cops. He goes with my mom. I get home. I then realize that this is a bigger deal than I even knew, and I need to figure out how to get out of this. So somewhere in there, I don't even know how this worked out, but I start talking to my dad again, because my mom first kicked him out of the house, and I start talking to him again. He lives in a different state, and I had been going to church. I had been teaching at a Christian preschool. Eventually it was like, I need to forgive my dad for the stuff he's done, and of course some of it was exaggerated from my mother. So then he's like, okay, you need a file to get that temporary custody taken off. Okay, so he helps me get our lawyer friend from growing up, files that. It gets sent to the house I live in with my mom and baby dad. Those two are up all night being weirdos about the fact that these papers got served, of course. And then the next day, my stuff's on the front lawn. I'm kicked out of the house. They told my kid I left him and don't love him. And I had 90 days there in this window where that's when the temporary custody would fizzle and just be automatically me, or my mom could have signed it sooner to have him signed over to me, but of course she waited like all 90 days. Ooh, that was a bit of a choppy story, and it really was just to clarify some of those details that people are asking about, because there are a lot of people talking about how they are in a situation that's really rough, really tough, and they don't know how to get out. And I hope to help some people in that regard. But also, yeah, this is just real life BS that I lived through. Oh my gosh, I'm disassociating. People are like, okay, well, how'd you get here now? But there's definitely more to my story. I ended up marrying a guy from the church that was helping me. He was real sweet. His family helped me out a lot. I was still a traumatized soldier coming out of a bad situation. So we ended up getting divorced because I thought he was boring, but reality is that he was probably just the most stable thing in my life at the time. But also, he's a
You see, I'm so happy that she's admitting this. See, if one doesn't heal from past trauma, you pass on that trauma to your present life, and it was, it will spoil a lot of things in your life. So when I hear people say, "Oh, I'm bored in my marriage," it just, for me, that's you saying there's something wrong with me that I've not, that I've not dealt with. So I'm transferring it to here, and I'm pushing it to the other person, making the other person look like the bad person.
bow hunter, and I work in fashion, and so he's living his dreams up in Montana. But I will say that his family really did help me out, and I'm forever grateful for them doing so. And there's just been a lot of just believing in yourself, because really, when you're down bad, and I mean, I had days in bed down bad. It's really sink or swim. It's like, hey, should I die or should I go forward? And really, those are your only options. And if you've been there, you totally understand that. So we have decided to go forward, and that all happened, by the way, in 2014. So it's been 11 years, almost 12. In April, it'll be 12. And yeah, there's definitely more to it, but keep going. The other thing I'll say, the last thing I'll say, and I don't know if it's because I have high intuition or whatever, but I remember my first apartment that I finally got, which was so cool, scream crying a lot to purge the pain. But remember hearing this higher power telling me, in 10 years, this will all look different. In 10 years, this will all look different.
When she say higher power, because I know she was a Christian, that was God speaking to her. Because if you're a Christian, you know that God talks to you. God talks to you.
And I was so mad because I was like, 10 years? I can't do this for 10 years. It's been 11. I'm feeling so damn good. Finger guns. Hope that is your motivation to keep going. No, but seriously, I was looking to anything for help. I got into numerology and astrology, and it really did show me at age 33 my life was supposed to get better. I'm about to turn 34, and it really did. So community, faith in whatever works for you, and believe.
There's nothing like faith in whatever works for you. If you go to the wrong faith, my dear, your life will take on it like a turn down the hill, and you regret it. Jesus is the only way. I'm not even trying to, hide my mouth and say Jesus is the only way, is the truth, is the way, and the only way. That's the only way you can have peace. If you want to have peace that even you yourself you not be able to explain, Jesus is the way. Try it and come and thank me. It might take a while for you to, understand and listen to what he's trying to direct you, because you have to purge yourself and let go of yourself for him to, to take over. That's where the problem is, where that's the toughest, I mean. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys.